Hola, con Fernanda. Hoy vamos a hablar de los artículos. We're going to talk about articles, definite and indefinite articles. There's two types of articles, definite and indefinite, definidos y indefinidos. So which ones are the articles in English? The, a, and on. Entonces, how do we say this in Spanish? In order to talk about the articles, it's very important that we talk about nouns. What is a noun? Nouns in Spanish have gender, included non-living nouns. So, a book can determine if it's masculine or feminine. A vacuum can be feminine or masculine. A shoe can be feminine and masculine, even if they're not alive, right? Like students or teachers or men and women and kids, they're all alive nouns, living nouns. Non-living nouns in Spanish also have a gender. And similarly to English, they also have a number, which means they can be singular or they can be plural. So, because we can have this division of four ways, in Spanish, we're going to have four options to translate the. So, in English, the boy, the girl, the boys, the girls. In Spanish, el chico, la chica, los chicos, las chicas. Four different ways because we have to first determine if it's singular, if it's plural, if it's masculine, or if it's a feminine noun. So if it's masculine singular noun that we're talking about, you're going to use el. If it's masculine plural, you're going to use los. If it's feminine singular, you're going to use la, and if it's feminine plural, you're going to use las. Unlike English, Spanish articles vary in form because they have to agree in gender and in number. So, masculine, feminine, singular, plural. And they get modified. The nouns are modified by this. So they suffer little tiny changes. Those are my definite articles. My indefinite articles, so the girl next door, it's a definite article, the. A girl next door, this one's not that important, girl next door. A girl next door will be my indefinite article. So, same as English, Spanish has indefinite articles. The uses are the same. So, there's no distinguish like a and on apple, a shoe. So in English, you have to be careful that if the noun that follows starts with a vowel, then you use an. In Spanish, we forget that rule. It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter what they start with. It matters what the noun is. So some would use for plurals, some girls next door. So masculino singular would be un. Femenino singular will be una. Un chico, una chica. Masculino plural, unos, unos chicos. Y femenino plural, unas chicas. So we have definite articles, indefinite articles. We have four options for the, four options for a and on, depending if they are masculine, feminine, if they're singular, or if they're plural. So once we determine all this, you have to determine if the nature of the noun. What is the noun? Is the noun singular? Is it plural? Is it feminine? Is it masculine? So if you haven't seen how we determine, I'm going to give you some few rules. If you know this, then you can start applying the articles according to the noun. But if you don't, how? How do we define if we are in front of a feminine or a masculine noun? And how do we determine if it's singular or if it's plural? So we need to answer these questions in order to pick the correct article we would use. So there are rules, And the rules are the clue is in the last letters of a noun. So what a noun ends in gives you the clue if it's a feminine noun or a masculine noun. When I mean what it ends, I'm talking about the last letters of the noun. Whether it's one or a combination of letters. And here are the rules. You can see them. If they're feminine nouns, if they end in the vowel a on its own. Casa, feminine. Sion or sion, it doesn't matter if it ends with it spells with a C, I-O-N, or with an S-I-O-N. If the last sound is sion, then it's feminine. La canción, the song. La pasión, the passion. If it ends in dad, D-A-D, como ciudad, la ciudad, it's feminine. And if it ends in tad, like libertad or lealtad, freedom and loyalty, la libertad, the freedom. So endings, and those make me feminine nouns. Remember that these are very good clues to understand which non-living nouns are masculine or feminine, right? And how to tell if it's a masculine noun. If it ends in an O, is more likely masculine. El libro, the book. Now listen to this ending. If it ends in ma, so if I said if it's only the letter A, it's feminine, right? I said la niña, la casa, la cama. They end in A, even if you don't know if they end in A, they're feminine. If they end in M-A, in this group of letters, M-A, then that one, it's a masculine noun. So be aware, this is a group of letters, like el problema, the problem. And then we also have that if, most likely, if the noun ends in a tilde, in a vowel with a tilde, a, e, I, o, u, con una tilde, or a consonant, they will be masculine nouns. Remember that if the consonant belongs to the parts that are feminine, like da, ta, sion, then they are feminine. So if they're not part of the feminine endings, then they're masculine endings. So here I have give you a list of words 1 to 10. They're all nouns. Some of them are living nouns, some of them are not living nouns, and some you might know the meaning and some you might not know the meaning, and that's totally fine. What I want you to do is tell me why. Why chica is feminine? Why amigo is masculine? Why casa is feminine? Why canción is feminine? So go through them, highlight, underline. If you have download the Teachers Pay Teachers and you're interested, I'm going to also put in the link so you can have workout sheets based on and notes taking based on what we're looking right now, what we're learning. So that is an option. Otherwise, just do it on yourself. Tell us. Well, you pause the video and check why did I decide to give some of these nouns gender based on my clues. Once we determine if the noun is feminine or masculine, we still need to determine if the noun is singular or plural, right? The rules of singular and plural are very similar to my English rules, so that is helpful. First, if a noun ends in a vowel, a, e, I, o, u, just add an S, like el problema ends in a, problemas, los problemas, you add an S. Computadora, computer, ends in a, computadoras, add an S. El autobús, los autobuses. So what happens when they end in a consonant? Just like in English, if they end in a consonant, you add ES. El autobús, los autobuses. La lección, las lecciones. Lección es, lecciones. Y for the third rule, it's an interesting one. So if a noun, in this case, not only nouns, but I'm giving an example, so it's an adjective. If you want to make something plural and it ends in the letter Z, you have to change. Drop the Z, take it off, add a C instead, and then follow the rules and add ES. So, el lápiz, drop the Z, add a C, ES. Los lápices. Feliz, to be happy, es un adjetivo. Un adjetivo, listen to me, es un adjetivo. Felices. Okay? So, in the next part, what you're going to do is I want you to see the examples of how I make my same list of 10 nouns. I make them plural, and they are plural. This is what you thought. Go through them. Chica, chicas. Amigo, amigos. Casa, casas. Canción, canciones. Ciudad, ciudades. Again, I want you to go over them and see why. Tell me why, because they're already done. They're there. Just make sure that as you're reading them, tell yourself the reason why. Why is this ES? Oh, it's a consonant that ends. Why is it just an S? Oh, it's a vowel. What happened with the Z? Why did it change? Oh, the rule is that you drop the C at CES. So make sure that you are processing the reasons why we're doing these changes. And the next page, what I want you to do, and this one don't have the answers, this is for you to do. I want you to add the definite and the indefinite article for each noun. Same list. Now you have in total 20. You have 10 of the words that are singular and the same 10 words in plural. So you have girl, girls, friend, friends, house, houses, right? And you're going to add the definite and the indefinite article in front. So what would it be? Chica. You could say the girl, or you could say a girl. I want you to put both of them in the space. And the rules, remember that the clue is on the endings of the word. So make sure if you need to go back, review the endings. And then another thing that it's important for us is the exceptions. Everything has exceptions. Don't start complaining. English has more exceptions than Spanish do, which is very interesting for me. But a few exceptions for the rules are, there's more, but these are very useful. El mapa, it ends in an A, but it's masculine. El mapa. El día, día ends in an A, but it's also masculine. And actually the days of the week are also masculine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're all masculine. Y la mano ends in an O. La mano, con la que digo hola or chao. It ends with an O, but it's a feminine noun. That's why it has la mano, the contradiction. The articles tell me that the noun is feminine, even though the endings follow the rules of the contrary. So confusing. Anyhow, 3 words I'm sure you can remember. And there is another practiquemos. Vamos a practicar. Dice, provide the definite article for each noun in the first column and the indefinite article for each noun in the second column, depending if it's singular, plural, masculine, or feminine. You got this. 4 options. Super easy. And in the last one you have, in the last slide, you have a few examples with the rules. If you are interested, remember Teachers Pay Teachers has exactly set up notes for these videos. You can buy them, and it comes with a packet of practice. You can take notes on the video. We do follow the curriculum for schools, so this can help you. Adios.